Alrighty, let's see here. Tomb of the Spider Queen. It's very wave clear centric map right now. What we got. It's way longer than me, 11 hours, and I feel like I'm starving. Honestly, when you go long enough without eating, it kind of doesn't. You don't feel like super hungry anymore. Especially if you're. I feel like if you're drinking water, you're okay. And I haven't really been drinking any water at all. And also when you get used to the whole 1 meal a day thing, like you don't really feel hungry. I don't know. I've been kind of. I'm still in the transitionary period. I haven't really been doing it as much as I should. But anyway, let's see. Right now we have mostly standard bans on a Chokol Ariel. These are things you'll see in basically every in-house. A lot of Uther Sylvanas bans on top of that. Sometimes like hero-specific bans. People might ban my Tracer. People might ban Carbon's Li Ming. That kind of thing. But neither me nor Carbon, neither of us are in here. As I said earlier, very wave clear centric map. It's an interesting gray main ban. You'll typically see more heavy AoE heroes on this map. It's also a map that you can kind of consistently get to the late game on. Mercs play a pretty big part in it overall. Tons of options that we could go for this draft right here. I'm just playing games and forgetting to eat. No, I'm playing games and the whole time going, I want to eat the whole time, start to finish. Deathwing did make it through the bans though. So we will see Got Filth on that Deathwing. I think this will be the first time I've seen Deathwing in an in-house. Maybe, maybe not. I'm actually not really sure, but here we go. Hold on a second. For some reason, my alert box isn't... I know the screen is frozen for you guys right now. For some reason, my alert box isn't showing me my new subs, which means we might be getting new followers, and I really can't tell. I'm trying to check my properties really fast. I have everything turned on. I have no idea why that could be the case. So if you followed during the stream today and I didn't notice, I'm sorry. I think my thing's a little bugged out. No idea what I could do for that right now as we're going through this. Sylvanas Malthael on the left side here, on the blue side. Not really a surprise. Sylvanas is just considered by a lot of people one of the strongest heroes in the entire game. And Malthael generally has a lot of clear. And he also has anti-healing at level 7. Which could be good into the double support that the red team on the right side here has indicated that they want to go into with an Uther, pretty much only picked in double support nowadays at high MMR. This is an Uther main tank. Deathwing's going to be the off lane most likely. And Vala is a hero that tends to perform very well when she has a lot of heroes protecting her. She can also be basically your entire team's damage output. She just does such good sustained damage, such good burst damage overall. So... really standard stuff right there. I like the Malthael pick in anticipation of the possible double support, and given that the map they're on is so wave clear centric, it makes some sense to me, but I think maybe not the best early pick. We'll see how it goes. Let's see, Johanna still open. That is very true. There's the Garrosh ban right there on the red team side though, and the blue team banned Malfurion out. I'm not sure I understand that decision making. If you could explain, Cascon, what you think could have been playing into that right there. Blue team, Johanna is still open. Could also blind the Vala while they're at it. I think Deathwing is susceptible to blind. There was some changes with how Unstoppable interacts with blind and how Deathwing interacts with blind. I'm not really sure what the current state of it is at right now. There's a Deckard. Main tank is still left open as it is. I think they can hold on to that Johanna because the red team has shown their front line right here. Uther main tank, Deathwing off lane. They don't think that they're going to go ahead and grab a third frontliner on the side of the red team, so they can delay that Johanna for what'll basically be a guaranteed last pick. And in the meantime, we have Porky and Imperius right here. Porky and Fats, Porky and Imperius. Deckard is pretty famous for having minus healing at level 7 on his Emerald, minus 75% healing for, I want to say, 4 seconds when he throws out his Herodric Cube. And Imperius just a pretty classic offlane. Actually, I think this might be Imperius main tank because this has to be Malthael offlane. Wait a second. So maybe it's not Johanna then. This has to be Imperius main tank, right? Is it 4-man Malthael? There's no way. Yeah, exactly. Okay. It's a bit of an interesting draft. Malthael offlane, Imperius main tank, Zeratul second DPS. Lots of anti-healing at level 7 once you lock, I want to say Touch of Death. Is Malthael's anti-healing talent at 7? Emerald on Deckard at level 7 as well. A bit of scaling into this right now. On the other hand, lots of clear between Deathwing, Vala, Phoenix. The classic double support with the Uther. Lucio is a pretty expected pairing with Uther. Uther needs some kind of assistance for his engage when you pick him. He's a lot like a Garrosh in that regard. All he can really do when like the red team needs to fight, if you have an Uther or you have a Garrosh main tank, all you can do is just run at the enemy team and hope that they get in range. So if they run away at the same pace, you typically will not be able to force engages when it's absolutely necessary. As such, you need your engage assistance to come from something other than the main tank position. So a lot of times you will see a Lucio picked with an Uther or a Garrosh, you will see a Medivh, you'll see a Hanzo with the Dragon Arrow, you'll see Maiev with her Shade of Vengeance into Umbral Bind, into Warden's Cage combo, you'll see a Deckard with his Sapphire into Scroll of Sealing, for example. It's very, very common when you have an Uther main tank or Garrosh main tank to find that engage somewhere, so that I think is the logic behind the Lucio pick. Also, Lucio mixes his sustain healing and his shields with Armor's burst healing and armor. Armor makes those shields bigger, and they mix their healing type so as to be available for any situation. I think that makes a lot of sense overall. Right now, I think that the right side team is a bit lower burden of execution, but I can honestly see this game going either way. Really just depends on how the players play it out. Got Jet on Uther, got Filth on Deathwing, Valimar on Phoenix, Unaverted on Vala, and Weary Day on Lucio. That's the red team. Over on the blue side, we've got Porky on Deckard, Troy 1010 on Sylvanas, Noah on Zeratul, Fats on Imperius, and Nintori on Malthael, my old teammate on Scythe Esports for about 6 minutes when I played for them. Stab combo by Fats. I'm going to lower that audio a bit. I can't really hear myself. Stab combo by Fats into the Scroll of Sealing, but unfortunately, it is very, very difficult to pull off an early kill versus a double support team. Very often you will not actually kill them because they have so much healing, and then afterward, after the fight, they will heal off the damage no problem, again with that healing, whereas you will still be feeling the effects of it, as we can see the Imperius down some health and mana immediately at the start, whereas this damage can be more easily shrugged off by the red team with their double support. See here, Malthael's actually in the 4-man, and hold on, an aggressive Soundwave from Weary Day, push off into Soundwave, trying to get the kill on Troy 1010, doesn't quite pull it off, but taps are going to be forced out really early on. Meanwhile, as we've been talking about, everyone is full health on the red team, all of their taps are available. Got Filth bullying the rotations right down here, and we're seeing a rotation by Nintori down toward the bot lane. Sneakily taking the Siege Giants, he rotated entirely through the bot fort, making sure that the red team would not be privy to what he was doing. Meanwhile, the red team taking their bruiser camp right now, with Lucio, Vala, and Phoenix, also pushing up the mid lane at the same time. Blue team recognizes what's happening and responds with a bruiser camp of their own, and they're going to end up just a little bit ahead in the macro game overall. As we see, they will have a siege camp and a bruiser camp to red team's sole bruiser camp, which is being capped at roughly the same time, a little bit ahead of blue team's cap right now. An early game advantage will do wonders for the blue team as they look to scale into Zeratul's late game prowess. He's famously one of the weaker heroes in the game for the first 6 levels. You can see all he can really do here is clear this wave, pick up these gems, and he has absolutely no hope of bullying either of those heroes, even if they were alone. And hold on, that's an aggressive move by the red team. Doesn't look like they really got much out of it, but they were looking at the possible aggression from the fact that they had cleared their bruiser camp ahead of the blue team going in there. There's a Scroll of Sealing again. I don't think it's going to result in much, though. Zeratul rotating back down to the bottom lane to get that clear as the red team continues to 5-push bottom. Never mind, we have Valimar approaching bot lane. Getting an eye on Noah, getting some harass out on him. Blue team continuing to stare at each other. Blue bruisers are still alive, thankfully to the fact that the blue team capped the bruisers second. And a nice little half-level lead for the blue team so far. The teams are roughly equivalent in the amount of gems they have. But again, we're going to see more of this rotational control right here as Nintori gets stunned with the Hammer of Justice. The peeling Scroll of Sealing is attempted by Porky's Deckard. Nintori barely making it out of there alive. He's going to get healed on back up by those potions of healing. And hold on, they're immediately just transitioning over to Fats, who does stab his way right on out of there. And hold on a second. Bit more of skirmishing just constantly. A lot of back and forth fighting. Not really any big results off of it, though. As is to be expected in the early game. His comp slack damage. Hold on, Fats, no fear, low health. Doesn't even hesitate to go in for the kill on Weary Day. As we're talking about it, we see first blood as Lucio goes down. Thanks to a zero fear stab from Fats, but hold on, he's going in again at low health. Maybe not the right call this time around, as he drops 19 of his gems. And Deckard goes down at the same time. And wait a second, how did this happen? Noah, very, very low, desperately running away, but a well-timed multi-shot from Unaverted is going to finish him off. As he tries to escape, Troy 1010 comes rather low himself, dipping below just under 300 health. And now Red Team is very solidly ahead on the gem game. They're going to get the first turn in of the game right now as the Web Weavers descend, and that is not the start that the blue team was looking for here. I think that this is something that a lot of teams struggle with into double support, is you need to realize that you may get that first kill, but very often double support teams will still be able to come back from that as long as that kill was not on a critical damage dealer. And they still have plenty of damage on this team, honestly, with the Deathwing, Vala, and Phoenix. We were able to see the power of that double support team shrugging off the kill and continuing the fight afterwards. They said, all right, you got first blood on us, we'll turn that into 3 right back on you. As I mentioned, hold on, Troy 1010 standing in the shadow wave. That's a big bit of damage on him right now. Scroll of Ceiling does go down. Unaverted, rotating on over to the bottom lane. Noah looking to bully Valimar, but a timely rotation from the red team. Hold on a second, they still want him. And that's another multi-shot, taking out the retreating blue team hero from Unaverted, barely getting those kills, converting it into immediate bot lane pressure. This bot forwarder is going to go down right now. And as we see on the other side of the map, God, my mouse sensitivity is too low, so every time I have to like pan across the map, I actually like don't have enough space on my desk to do it. Let's see here. Hold on a second. So we saw a response from the blue team to push top lane with the Sylvanas in an attempt to make up for the pressure lost in the bot side and get that free push with the Sylvanas. But the red team has just decided we're just going to keep pushing bot lane. We're about to have level 10. Our Shadow Weaver, our Web Weaver is just going down now, but it was still alive for most of that. And now with the level 10, this keep is being threatened immediately. Rain of Vengeance coming out from Unaverted. Second Rain of Vengeance doesn't quite connect with anything. Very close, but unfortunately not gonna happen. Jet sitting in this bush, walking away. The red team is not looking to bait out kills onto the blue team off of this, but they're still decently close to a second turn, and they will have it in just a few waves here. Blue team thinking about getting their own turn in once they hit level 10. Going for it right now would be too risky while down ultimates. Fats barely evading a Hammer of Justice from Jet. And here we have Malthael, I believe that's Nintori in the bot lane, soaking it out. Deathwing careening into the mid lane for the immediate pressure. They're looking to squeeze out any advantage, any sort of aggression they can get while up that level 10 heroic ability advantage. Nintori starting the Bruiser camp right here. Bats continuing the defense of the mid fort. They're saying, we're going to go ahead and hold on to this. We don't think you can dive it merely with the 10 advantage, especially with some of your ults gone. We'll be able to hold on to this just fine. And hold on, Fats getting hit by this stun. You have to remember, this entire time Nintori is back there on the Bruiser camp for the blue team, so the pressure is a little bit delayed right now. Blue team not able to step up too hard, but they will be able to soon once they have their full squad of 5 back. That Bruiser camp is now pushing down the mid lane, and we're seeing an entire rotation onto Gotfil. 2 of his armor plates gone. Massive fear into Purification Sabal that will kill Nintori. And a beautiful escape from Gotfil with barely any health left. AoE stun Divine Storm on to Sylvanas. Doesn't quite get the kill thanks to some timely peel by Deckard, but Fats' Imperious is going to go down at the end of that fight. This Bruiser camp, hold on a second, we do have a DC. That might be Mega Tilt, that might just be Carbon's PC or internet. Who knows? You never really know with these in-houses. Jet fearlessly tanking this top fort. He knows they've got double support. All of this damage is just going to be healed right off. He's already approaching full health once again. Top fort is gone. Bruiser camp finally at the middle gates. Deathwing once again clearing out the lane. But this is a blue Web Weavers now for the first time this game, about 8 minutes in. Down a full level, but they do have a Sylvanas. One of the big elements of pushing very strongly. Got Filth back up to those 4 armor plates, 40 armor. Definitely big pressure right there. A little bit of bullying onto Jet, but I think Jet's going to be able to walk away just fine. We have Unaverted clearing out mid lane. A lot of crucial damage missing from the top lane as 5 members of the blue team are looking to pressure, putting all of their pressure into that Sylvanas lane. Molten Flame from Gotfil seeking to cull out the minion wave. Cut off this blue push prematurely. Fats with another aggressive stab on a Jet, followed by a Scroll of Ceiling, which just barely roots Jet. Unfortunately, not a lot. Hold on a second. That's the Wrath of the Anguirus Council coming out from Imperius into the immediate story time. I don't remember what it's called from Deckard. Godfilth is getting run down by Fats right now. That percentage damage coming in really handy, and all of a sudden this game is back in the hands of the blue team. Off of some great aggression by Fats, taking advantage of that snowball pressure of that fort disabling. Hold on, another stab on Navala, but a timely cleanse from Jet means the Unaverted's going to live to see another day. There's another scroll of sealing over the wall into Shadow Wave, but I don't think there's any follow-up quite yet. Gate was not down, sidewall was not down, so unfortunately they were not able to capitalize off of the route right there. Red team has enough gems for the turn in. Blue team is looking to approach it right now as Noah clears out mid lane and will surely go over to clear out bottom lane next. Now the big question marks right now are these camps right here. Blue team generally has a lot of map pressure right now, as we can see. Red team going ahead and just defending their base, no problem. I wouldn't be surprised if we see blue team make a play for this bot siege camp, especially as the red team is off the map right now. I'm going to go ahead and show you the blue team's view. The red team is entirely invisible on the map at the moment, meaning that I think we may see a play for this. Doesn't look like it, even though it could be surmised that the red team is taking the bruiser camp right there. Blue team dumped some of their gems and is now just looking to control the map. They have 44 in, only 11 more needed to reach their goal of 55. But a bruiser camp is pushing down for the red team, who still has a fairly decent, significant XP lead right now, and map control has been ceded over to the red side, as the red team is looking to get a rather free turn-in off, as the blue team is forced to clear out mid lane. Little bit of poking here and there. Unaverted successfully dropping in 18 gems. Wrath of the Anguirus doesn't connect. Nintori trying to walk in. Beautiful cleanse, stopping the Deathwing Sun as he attempted to retreat. Now only 24 more gems needed for the red team to get this turn-in off. Another Molten Flame right here. Gets a little bit of wave clear. Gets a lot of poke damage onto Fats, who's suddenly very low, maybe uncomfortably so. Nintori getting run down. Big Purification salvo. Cataclysm from Godfilth doesn't quite connect. It's a few stuns, but overall, blue team is going to walk out of this just fine. Red team getting some more push pressure onto that mid lane. Unaverted sticking around as long as possible so as to steal that regeneration globe. Beautiful sidestep from the Shroud, Shade, Death Curtain. I don't know what the hell it's called. From Nintori. Let's see, and now we have a red Web Weavers. Time is running out for the blue team to get an equal Palantir fight before level 16. It's possible they're going to want to force it. Nintori taking big burst damage from the red team. Some well-placed potions, ensuring that he will survive this pressure right now as he's getting healed back up. Jet scouting out, interrupting Nintori's rotation. I don't think he's going to be able to solo kill Nintori, but Unaverted with the rotation. Porky saying he's going to peel Divine Storm coming out. Weary Day making an aggressive play, and hold on, that's 3 kills. For the red team, Jet catching Nintori right here, baits out Porky and Sylvanas down here. Porky was on Deckard, and the Lucio gets the kill over here. The rest of the team capitalizes on the defensive rotation from the blue team. And just overall, beautiful vision play by Jet right here. I just want to specifically highlight the Uther play sitting in that bush, enabling such aggressive cutoffs of rotations, such abusive vision. Fats now getting caught out by the super aggro push off into the sound wave. Tries the Wrath of Anguirus to escape, isn't going to quite get it. And my camera is way aligned. You guys are more looking at my bed than you're looking at me. But this is some beautiful pressure from the red team right now. At minimum, I think all 3 keeps are going to end up gone here. No, at minimum, bot and mid, but game is very likely the case. This is a massive minion wave. Even if blue team tries their hardest, I think the damage is just insurmountable. Godfilth is missing 2 armor plates as he fears away Nintori's mouth. Though this core continuing to fall, I don't think the blue team has any chance of saving it at this point. There is the desperate Void Prison from Noah, shoots out a Singularity Spike in an attempt to get on somebody, but that's 2 kills for the blue team now. But hold on, Purification salvo, 2 more kills right back for the red team. Continuing down, and that's the game. Very interesting play right there. Some timely picks and kills, securing that one way or the other. Gotta give the MVP to Jet, though, for that really well executed play on the rotation. He knew exactly how the enemy team would respond. Toon and Tori getting caught out right there. I think he used his Q. Yep, he actually did go Q build right here. So with the Holy Shock at level 4, he was able to get a little bit more damage out on an Tori. Follow that up with a Lucio, who just was on him like a hawk after that catch out right there. Beautifully done. Deathwing immediately punishing the Deckard and Sylvanas rotations afterward, and off the back of those 3 kills, that was an easy end afterward.